Yep, and we're live! Hey everyone!
Ah.
Back with another Pesterquest stream because we got busy with Sans last time. But, we're here. New one.
We're queer.
Let's get this game. There's something beyond the sky.
Wait, who's voicing Rose? Is it gonna be me? Oh.
Yeah.
Me voices Rose in all of our dubs. Me at the stream. Am I voicing Rose?
There we go. Okay. Now the chat is in. Yeah, you're pretty early. Welcome, Eve. Yeah, there's a lot of people hopping in early. Wow, that is... Okay, wait, let me... First, am I still quiet,
Hello.
by the way? I just...
Yeah, I listened to the audio for like half a second and already noticed.
Okay, let me just...
Also, God, I have an ugly voice.
Nah. Okay, let's go to this and just pump that baby up to like... Hello, like here-ish, be fine. Okay. Let me in the chat, that's good, but on the advice of your new friend John, you go to visit one of his close comrades. Close only figuratively speaking, since it seems she lives all the way across the other side of the country. That's no problem for you, though, since your new powers let you hop anywhere, anytime, even to places that don't exist. Well, you think your powers let you do that. You just have this distinctive metatextual feeling you could pretty much go anywhere at this point. You know what? That doesn't make any sense. There's nothing that doesn't make sense about your... Oh god, it's just static. Static picture of rain. There's nothing that doesn't make sense about your friendship, though. That's exactly what you're about to do. Friendship, that is. You're about to do some friendship by making a new friend. Her name is, you check your notes, Rose. This is her house, apparently. Looks like, kind of weird and modern. And it's situated in the middle of the woods, for no good reason you can think of. Also, it's pouring rain, which is not what you could describe as an ideal friend-making conditions. Still, nothing tops the mailman, nothing stops a mailman, not from delivering the mail, nor making friends. Rather, foremostly, rain and other similar weather patterns provide no deterrent.
Did you just read famously as foremostly?
Famously, rain and other similar weather patterns provide no deterrent to the performance of his duty. And there is no duty more important than friendship.
I know Shay has dyslexia, but I'm starting to think it's contagious.
Bold of you to assume I didn't already have it.
To be fair, I can't read.
Suddenly, a woodland girl approaches. Who goes there? Oh, it's your new friend Rose. Obviously. There's literally no one else it could be. You introduce yourself. You're the cool mailman who John told her to expect a visit from soon. You would doff your mail hat to signal a friendly greeting, except recently you accidentally drop it into a sewer, along with your other mail-specific clothes, as well as all the mail you were supposed to deliver, as you explained to her gratuitously in an unconvincing manner. It's not a great start, you admit, but you've done much worse.
You are not a male.
Yikes! You are busted almost immediately. You briefly consider whether you should double down on the lie and try to say something mailman-like, or whether the right call is to just come clean.
I've already been interrupted.
Since she's clearly too smart for this amateur bullshit. But it's taking a few seconds too long for you to decide, which looks guilty as hell. That's it, the jig is up. You slouch in defeat. You ask her if she would please consider telling John. Your heart couldn't take it if you found out your entire friendship was based on a lie.
I love this music.
It's very funky. I think James
It exudes lesbian energy, which is exactly what it should do.
With the way the drums sound, that's got that James Roach sound.
Yes! It's epic!
James Roach uses the funky funky drums.
You want me to keep a secret from one of my best friends, protect the feelings of a random buffoon who I've never met, and arbitrarily showed up to my house in the remote wilderness like a creep?
Ooh. Okay, let's go to right here. This is our first decision. Let's go with
Yes?
Wait, you said this updates daily?
No, it's
No.
Every 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say we already have 2 more routes then.
Alright, let's go with no. Man, you guessed today is the day you get owned by teens. She is totally right. What are you doing just wandering up to her house without even calling first? It's just totally disrespectful of her time.
No need to self-flagellate. Flagellate? What is that word?
Flagellate.
Flagellate. It was a simple suggestion to more critically examine your motivations and actions in the future.
No, she's right. You're going. Oh.
413!
You zap away, aiming for a spot half a mile away into the woods, where you become properly soaked and miserable. But instead of trees, you find yourself standing in front of a bank of computers. Shit, you misfired. Wait, you remember seeing a big structure off in the distance when you were in front of Rose's house. You figured it was just some sort of office building, but this looks more like a factory or a secret research lab. The computer shows the coordinates on the screen that don't mean anything to you, and a countdown clock that's frozen on 4:13. All this has are the trappings of a tableau someone set up for you to see. Turning away from the screens, you wander down a long line of gleaming science fiction equipment. It reminds you of the pictures of old computers from the 1950s, the ones that took up entire rooms. I bet you could go back and visit some of those if you zapped hard enough. You wander through a whole maze of halls and wide echoing rooms that aren't pictured because our art budget is only so big. But it takes it as certainly as they are very mysterious. Eventually, you circle back to that strange bank of screens. Nervously, you hit a few keys and tap your fingers against the readouts. Nothing. It's all locked down. I wasn't expecting to see Mom's lab. That's pretty funky.
Honestly, same.
Let's see. This seems so fun. I think, as much as I did like John's theme, I think I like Rose's a bit more. Not gonna lie, because like.
I don't know, I wasn't exactly able to listen to John's.
It's just the Homestuck theme on like piano, and it's slow. And it's like we've already heard that before, but this one feels a little more fresh.
I would apologize, but like I'm a slut for the violin, so.
Also, like violin, fucking Rose. That's pretty spicy. Eventually, you circle back to the strange bank of screens. I already read that. You think that if you could only get these screens to unlock, you could unravel the secrets to life, the universe, and everything. Or maybe it's just your memories that you're trying to unlock. Maybe then you'll understand, and the seething waters of this endless ocean of time and space intertwining in the meow. 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 You turn around expecting a cat, and you do get a cat. A very adorable black kitten. Tiny, soft, with far more eyes than a cat should have. Aww. But the cat isn't the only thing there.
Oh god, she's hot.
A woman in a sleek white lab coat and sensible heels holds a cat, pinning you to the spot of her gaze, or at least you assume that she is. Her hair is in her eyes, and the light behind her is all you can see of her face.
Wait, hold on. I gotta intervene. They did the same thing with Dad, but they said that her hair is covering her eyes, and they said Dad's hat was covering his eyes, so they do have eyes, they're just covered.
Yeah.
So their
So was the
eyes are
stylist
also
voice in the
really
comic?
high up on their face.
As you grow up, your eyes just kind of start sliding up, you know? Puberty is hard.
Being a teenager is hard, Kanaya, because you'll have to contemplate the fact that you won't have eyes anymore. Sorry, ma'am. You absolutely didn't mean to trespass on our secret science lab. And you actually aren't even lying. You really did just fuck this up. You really did just fuck up this time. This lady puts the cat down slowly, where it rolls on its back and pats its paw playfully in the air. Aw, cats are great. Even mutant cats. Maybe especially mutant cats? This little guy should have a name. You think you'll think of the name Cryptid McWhiskers. Yeah, Cryptid McWhiskers is a great name. In fact, you can't imagine anyone ever naming this cat anything else.
Myoseekin.
You hold out a hand to Cryptid McWhiskers and wriggle your fingers. It rolls on its back onto its feet and saunters over to you. It is as soft and fluffy as it looks, and its 4 eyes blink up at you with utter trust. At least this kitty will be your friend. The ominous clack of the heels on the cement reminds you, and encrypted McWhiskers are not alone. While you're busy with the kitty cat, a very intimidating and well-confined boyfriend lady has walked over to the bank of the screens. She presses a button. It must have some sort of fingerprint recognition or retinal scanning.
It's coiffed. The word is coiffed.
Thank you. Or maybe she's just better at things than you are because it works for her. On the floor, a few feet from you is a round gray protrusion. A platform on the floor. You saw it earlier, but you had no idea what it was for, so you just ignored it. What you don't understand can't hurt you, right? You think that's probably right. The intimidating lady presses a button on the screen, mouth turning up at the corners. Is that just a PNG of a pumpkin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A flash and a pop. Like the pressure in the room changes. You feel it in your eardrums. A pumpkin appears in the round gray platform. Oh, we were not prepared for this. Wow, okay.
I can't say that.
Fuck.
No, you gotta put on your best New Jersey accent.
What's a New Jersey accent?
It's the, okay, you know, like the Chicago/New York.
I don't know, I'll ask my friend
Jersey
that disappeared a year ago.
Oh yeah.
Jersey.
Jersey.
Oh, the khakis and my khakis?
Hey, I'm walking in!
The khakis.
I got you. Okay. Okay, let me rephrase that then. Fuck!
I mean, like, I guess that wouldn't be entirely wrong, because they did say that, like, Rose lives on the other side of the country, and I think, like, John's coordinates, like, are in the comic, and if you put it in, it's, like, I think, like, near Washington. Yeah, that would be the opposite side of the country, so yeah.
Okay.
You aren't really sure what she's trying to say here. Making a pumpkin appear out of thin air is impressive, but it probably would have been more so if you hadn't been popping in and out of existence all day. It's gonna take more than a pumpkin to impress you.
Pumpkin.
I just love that this, like, tall, like this tall, intimidating woman with, like, these, like, sharp heels clacks on this, like, keyboard, right? And then a pumpkin appears and goes, fuck! Pumpkin.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time really any of, like, the Guardians have spoken, like, directly.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, especially, like, Mom. The first things that Mom Lalonde says is, fuck! Pumpkin!
I mean, it's pretty in line with what we know about her in the Alpha timeline. This definitely is Roxy.
Pumpkin. What pumpkin?
The lady shakes her head and
Remember
hits
the
another
picture
button.
I sent earlier when they were like, when the Pesterquest files were open and there was just a PNG of a tiger? Now I know what that's for.
The lady shakes her head and hits another button. The pumpkin vanishes, and in its place is a tiger. Yes, you heard that right. A whole-ass tiger. Orange and black. Big teeth, big paws. The only other guardian who's spoken is Nana. That is true, yeah, she was Nana Sprite.
I guess Dad did, like, quote-unquote speak, but he only really communicated with his phone on, like, Dad or Chum or whatever it was.
No, that was Dad's friend, who we never physically see him, but it's, like, implied that he exists, you know?
No, I thought one of them was him.
I mean, maybe they, like,
He
fall
was
Oh yeah, no, that's later in the comic. Yeah, it's when he's like, well, that's Jane's dad. Yeah, and Jane's dad does that when he like.
Still a guardian.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin. What pumpkin?
Tiger.
I love that that's her first reaction. Just fuck. Pumpkin.
To be fair, she's probably drunk.
Yeah. For a second or two, you just look at each other. Honestly, the tiger might be more shocked than you are. Kinda sucks to think about. 1 second, you're just chilling out in the savannah, mauling antelopes. It's just lions, but okay. And drinking at the watering hole. And the next, you're in a secret lab in upstate New York. Yeah, she is from New York then.
Hey!
Yeah, I guess they confirmed where
says, "Hey, I'm walking here."
That's interesting. Wow, yeah, I guess they confirmed where Rose lives. Staring down an unappetizing looking protagonist. Apparently, you're appetizing enough for it to want to get... I don't like that.
Too close.
Tiger jump scare. For you to want to get a taste. Though because it looks from you to Cryptid McWhiskers and back again. Then it charges. You try to book it out of there. The lady in the lab coat looms in front of you. She's saying something. You strain to hear her. The tiger is right behind you. The lady, or the tiger? At the last minute you remember you have magic powers and you choose the third option. Teleporting the fuck out of there. Oh, not again. This one has a lot more backgrounds. This is nice. You just zapped into yet another unknown building. Although from the view of the window, you think you might be in Rose's house. It's her. Also,
it's her.
Rose turns into the corner of the hallway and stops short. Still in her rain gear, her eyes are very wide. You wave awkwardly. That snaps her out of it. She stands up straight, sliding easily from shock to superiority.
Her nails are pretty. So you thought you'd just let yourself in? After wasting my time mumbling about the mail, a gaudy display of manipulative self-reclamation, and then popping out of existence to leave me asking myself if I'd finally lost my mind.
You hadn't meant to do any of that, especially not the last part. She isn't losing her mind unless both of you are losing your minds together. Rose looks you over. Finally, she seems to decide that you are for real.
Your predilections about... Oh, that's why. Your predilections towards mailman mimicry were not that John told me about. Oh my god.
Okay, I was gonna say, right, someone said, like, okay, just register to me. She gave you the choice of either fighting the tiger or her. Why is Mom so hardcore in this visual novel? And I want to remind you that Mom stabbed an ogre in the eye, so she's always been pretty fucking hardcore.
Yeah.
Also, she, like... No, that was Rose, never mind.
Yeah. Oh?
He also said that you had certain powers. Powers of teleportation and time travel. I told him that he must be mistaken, since it's a well-known and accepted fact that magic, although a popular and highly engaging subject of fiction, is fake as hell.
Oh, your zappy powers. No, those are totally real and not fake. Real in a different way than you being a mailman is real, since that's actually made up. She's still got her umbrella open. Hey, doesn't she know that's bad luck?
Luck is also fake.
Rose.
My grandmother is in the house.
The funny light.
You say you can do magic? Prove it.
But she just saw you vanish out in front of her, out in her front yard.
Like I said, I could be losing my mind.
You could be losing it now, at this very minute. But you see no point in arguing. You hold out a hand, and then after a moment of hesitation, Rose puts her fingers in yours. Her nails are long and sharp, and painted in a glossy black. She closes her eyes, and her umbrella drops.
Should I picture my room or something similar? I'm not quite sure how this is supposed to work.
She still thinks you're fucking with her. You tell her that you guess she can do that if she wants. Zap! When you open your eyes, you find yourself in a large, messy bedroom.
Oh.
She drops her umbrella.
She just did that! Me points out, you...
No, I don't
really
think she
did
dropped
that.
it. I think she, like, set it towards the floor, but I think she was still holding on to it.
Yeah, but they still should have clarified, because it's still, like...
No?
Her boots track muddy prints into the thick white carpet. Surprise! You really are magic. Rose puts the small hand against her perfectly painted black lips. She seems momentarily lost for words, and you get the feeling that this is not a thing that happens very often. Her eyes are wide and deeply purple. They're sparkling, you might even say.
Hold on, I'll be right back. Stay here. Don't go out into the hall. It's not safe.
You tell Rose to take her time. You're really happy to just stand there, dripping into her nice clean floor.
Why is Rose's room my room?
Goth. Also,
Okay, but not as goth.
dragon shit. You're happy to just stand there dripping into her nice clean floor. She leaves the room and you take the opportunity to examine your surroundings a little more closely. The bed is unmade. Books are strewn over the floors, carelessly, and a collection of half-drunk cups of coffee crowd the desk.
God, me.
Half-finished knitting projects lie in the soft piles all over the room. In fact, there's a lot of evidence that this room is often occupied by someone with lots of interest, who has trouble settling down and putting her attention to one thing at a time.
ADHD?
Man, you relate. Not with interest, but with friends. You can't imagine settling for just one. Rose has a number of posters on her walls, although nowhere near as many as your friend John. A calendar hangs beside the window. The days ticked off with little X's, all the way up to April 13th, which is circled. You step closer and read that the date is in the corners, 2009. But what the hell do you care about the date? You can make friends any day of the damn week. Rain or shine, night or day. Rose sure is taking a while out there. She told you that it wasn't safe out in the hall. Maybe she hadn't been quipping. Maybe she's actually in trouble. Let me see. Hey Avalon. I'm currently the one playing. I got it on Steam yesterday. I wonder if she ends up doing one of the Pesterquest friend options later on. We've actually been talking about this, like, off stream, and we've thought that maybe they're gonna have the trolls, like all of them. I'm not so sure anymore because they kind of hinted at / confirmed the, like, thank you, Fuck. They kind of hint at the alpha humans, and so I think maybe those will take up 4 more, like, things. So how many would that leave? Because that's 14 in total, I think. That's 14 minus 8. That's 6. That's 6 in total, and there's 12 trolls. So they could probably do 2 trolls per, like, thing, like, pair them up, like Karkat, Kanaya, Terezi, Briska, Equius, Nepeta, that sort of thing. That's my guess, at least. I don't know. What should you do? Okay, let's
You should save.
save. Yes. Okay. Let's go look for her. You're too anxious to sit still. You aren't the type of person who just sits there and waits for friend opportunities to fall into their lap. You better run along into danger. Or as much danger as the minimalist upper-class house in the middle of the woods can offer. Rose had told you that it isn't safe. Yes, Pesterquest came out yesterday. You creep into the hallway. There's a bunch of things that happen, or less simultaneously. A deluge of QuickTime events that have told you no idea were coming. Lightning flashes in a perfect, jagged line across the tall window at the end of the hall, followed immediately by a crash of thunder so loud you think the house might be falling down. Abruptly, all the lights go out. Another flash of lightning, and for a rigorous moment, you see a long, thin figure superimposed against the window. Can't creature outlasts for 200 plus hours. Wow, I am so sorry for you, Junior. You freak the fuck out, jumping about a foot in the air, yowling like a cat. A small hand lands on your shoulder, and you jump again. Look, it's her in the shirt.
There it is, the shirt.
Calm
There
down.
it is. She speaks in a normal tone of voice. It's jarring. The house is echoey and cavernous, and there's just something about this dark house on a stormy evening that makes you want to whisper.
Told you to stay put for a reason. It's too early for my mother to be sauced enough to not to notice random strangers. Listen, I don't want to go through the tedious process of explaining who you are.
I really love the character art in this. It looks really nice. You have a perfectly understandable reason for why you left, and the reason is that you were lonely. Rose snorts. Cold. You mean you were cold?
Well, you are soaking wet. Follow me.
She grabs you by the wrist and tows you down the hall. You wonder if you should warn her about the strange, wraith-like creature you saw by the window.
It was her mom!
We don't want to freak her out. Although her mom might be at risk too. Whatever, moms are tough. She'll be fine. This probably isn't the first time she's gone toe-to-toe with a weird Slenderman. Damn it. This house looks haunted as shit. There's a lot of backgrounds.
A lot of backgrounds. Yeah.
Your budget only goes so far. It shows like 8 backgrounds per route.
And 2 different character portraits. Because what John had, also,
yeah, Dad did have one.
No, Dad didn't have one. They just described him, and there's like the little end credits of him, but we don't like see a full portrait.
Oh yeah,
of
no,
him.
he didn't have a spray.
We just hear him described. And then there were like I think 3 backgrounds because it was the front yard, John's room, and the backyard. Rose brings you to a dark laundry room, then motions you to take off the hoodie, which you do gladly because it's soaking wet.
That's interesting.
Both routes have honestly been incredibly enjoyable. Didn't feel like a smart refill at all. Big words for Rose, but not for John. True that.
The design on the... Does it mean anything?
Oh yeah, it's kinda cool. A blue line that zigzags, one like lightning. Looking at it makes you feel unsettled. You realize Rose is still waiting for a response, so you just hand her the hoodie and tell her no. You're pretty sure it's just an abstract sign. Then you stand there, while she tosses a sweatshirt in the dryer, feeling alarming currents of memory in your bloodstream. You're sure there must be something you forgot to do. You continue to feel weird as Rose hits the dryer button, and nothing happens. Back.
Yeah.
She hits the button a few more times, as if that'll make any difference when the power is out. She presses her thumb on her forefinger to the bridge of her nose.
Well, you aren't going to fit into anything of mine.
She leads you down a long, dark hallways. Man, this house is unreasonably huge. You ask Rose if a lot of people live here.
No, it's just me and my mother. Horde of liquids, not soluble. Here, try not to drip on the carpet.
Here's another one, damn. You aren't sure how you're supposed to manage that, but okay.
Who has that many pillows?
Mom, I guess. This room is large and dark, and when Rose parts the curtains, a flash of lightning illuminates the floor, poster bed, and long counter, and a shelf covered head to foot in bottles. Rose vanishes through the other door, leaving you to peruse. This is all liquor. Shit. This is a lot of booze.
Oh, that's me. Here. I'm not sure what you would want to wear, but this should work until the power comes back on and we can dry your clothes.
Rose hands you a long silk robe.
Familiar. She won't miss this. I don't think she's ever even worn it. She has a whole closet full of fantastic clothes that she never puts on.
You take the robe and go into the large master bathroom. It's kind of a mess. The tub looks like it hasn't been cleaned in a long time. The robe gives you the same knotted feeling of familiarity that looked at your hoodie did. But you put it on anyway. It's a relief to get out of your wet clothes. You hang them carefully under the shower rod. When you head back to the bedroom, you find Rose standing in front of the wall of liquor. She's holding a bottle of Grey Goose and squinting at the label, like she's trying to read the nutrition facts.
I often wondered what exactly the merits of consuming this are. It tastes quite literally like burning.
She opens the bottle, and before you can protest that she is in no by means legal drinking age and whatever the fuck you are, she puts the bottle in her mouth and takes a sip. She splutters. They did the thing.
That's terrible!
Why didn't they do that with John drinking piss?
Terrible. Why didn't they?
You could have told her that. Straight vodka isn't for the uninitiated. Even fancy vodka. You take the bottle from her. She hesitates for a moment, then lets it go. You set it back on the shelf. This really is quite an impressive liquor cabinet. Liquor wall, liquor room. Her mom must really have a refined palate.
Don't strain yourself. You can say it. What's the point of mincing words? She's a fucking alcoholic.
Wow, this is intense. I'm not sure if you're prepared for something this heavy. You're kind of counting on some silly shenanigans. Maybe a couple of funny jokes. You aren't cut for this. You get the feeling that at some point you might have been cut. You might have been cut for this. You might have been the sort of person your friends or potential friends could count on. In fact, you know on some level this is true, but whenever you try to nail down any sort of specifics, you find a gaping lucina in your
I have no idea.
experiences. It's all just white noise. Rose's shoulders slump as she stands, surveying her mother's bottles.
She doesn't even have the decency to hide her distasteful habits. Who needs an entire wall of liquor bottles? She doesn't have people over. She doesn't have any friends. This is all just for me. Just more of a passive-aggressive act as a femme fatale 1950s housewife with a death wish. Just like the wizards.
Wizards.
Like the wizards.
Don't worry. You know how long it's been since I've had a home-cooked meal? And I'm not saying that I require or even deserve a lovingly crafted culinary masterpiece every time I sit down to eat. That's going far. I know John complains about being plagued by fatherly concern every chance he gets. He's overwhelmed by pastries whenever he ventures from his room. I'm glad my mother doesn't poke her considerable nose into my private affairs. But I'm sick of eating oatmeal.
Rose.
I told you, don't worry about it.
But you will worry about it. You worry about all your friends. All 2 of them. Rose smiles, with half of her mouth. It seems to be all she can manage. The lightning crashes. She looks so small and sad against this wall of bottles. You know how to fix this. Thunder rolls and you clench your fist. A friendship clench. You don't know who you are. You don't know why you're here. You do know surely that you have these powers for a reason. What better reason than helping a poor young girl with her troubled home life? Rolling up your floppy sleeves, you get to work.
What are you doing?
You start with the dark liquors first. In your experiences, those cause the worst hangovers, and are more likely to contribute to the absence of hot motherly meals and overconsumption of oatmeal. You grab 2 bottles of rum, 1 bottle of bourbon, which you tuck into one armpit. You then zap out of the house and into the clearing in the nearby woods. A couple of hours ago, before it started raining, you drop the bottles and go back for more.
Are you just stealing all of my mother's liquor? Is this your solution to her alcoholism?
Don't worry, Rose can thank you later. You go for the tequila next, then the vodka, then you get sick of this organized approach and just start grabbing whatever the fuck and dumping it in the past. Oh, I love that phone.
She's so cute.
Rose watches you do this for a while, then she hops on the counter, crosses her legs, and starts texting. Wow, is she really so intent on her conversation that she isn't even noticing you fixing her domestic situation? She keeps giving me the little fleeting looks. You're pretty sure she must be talking about you. You should just let her talk. There's no right to try to invade your friend's privacy. You attempt to resist the temptation, which you fail at immediately. You're not even overused meme can save you. You zap behind her onto the counter where you can spy on her private correspondence. May I?
Oh, sure.
I don't know anything about them. I'm sorry.
Sigh. And here was me trying to take advantage of your uncanny ability to make guesses verging on precognition. I hate voicing Rose for this only reason. I'm recently considering a reevaluation on magic.
You don't know who this person is. Maybe you should just... You go back in time a couple of minutes when Rose started her conversation. Your past self is busily zapping back and forth, carrying liquor bottles. You hunker down and seal yourself to cause a paradox or whatever the fuck. Tentacle therapist began pestering Garden Gnostic.
Out of a morbid curiosity to shine a light on my future, I come with metaphorical hat in hand to ask you to consult your dream clouds. Do you happen to know anything about a strange cardboard cutout creature masquerading as a mailman? Are you sleeping?
Sorry, I had to scold Beck. He's been acting really weird all of a sudden.
Oh no.
Is this the same mailman that John was talking about? The fake one who hung out with him?
That's the one. They are currently emptying my mother's liquor cabinet in an attempt to prevent her from overindulging herself.
Oh, are they drinking it?
No, I think they're just dropping it into the woods with their magic powers.
Oh. Do they know that she could just go out and buy more liquor? That's something you can just do where you live, right?
Yes. Well, not exactly where we live. I think the nearest boozery is a good 20-minute drive. I'm not actually entirely sure where my mother got it all. We don't own a car, as far as I know. Sometimes it seems like she just has the ability to make things...
I don't know anything about them. I'm sorry.
Here was me trying to take advantage of your uncanny ability to make guesses verging on precognition. I am recently considering a reevaluation on magic.
I'm still pretty sure magic is fake. At least the kinds of magic you're talking about. There's probably some real magic out there somewhere.
Yes, for instance, the sort that lets you spy on your hostess' private conversations while you're stealing her mother's libations.
You freeze with the countright zap. You reappear in front of Rose. She sets her phone down and props her chin up on a delicate fist. Sorry, you honestly don't know what got into you. You just couldn't resist using your power for evil.
Haven't you heard that with great power comes great responsibility? I too like Spider-Man.
Rose is right. Spider-Man is pretty cool. You've only had this power for like a day. So you aren't used to the idea of having the ability to just zap all over the narrative. Clearly, you did not appreciate the implications.
Zapping all over the narrative sounds potentially stressful.
Oh, you bet. You're incredibly stressed right now. Rose laughs. You apologize to her for stealing all of her mom's drinks. What kind of how overzealous of you?
No, actually, I thought it was hilarious. I've never really been one for pranks. That's always fallen more in John's wheelhouse. But there's nothing wrong with occasionally stepping outside of one's comfort zone. Let's do the vodka next.
The two of you working together get a place cleared out pretty quick. You zap Rose along with you in a bright clearing in the field. For a moment, she just stands in the sunbeam, blinking up at the cloudless sky. Her expression says she still might not be able to totally convince any of this is happening. And all the liquor has been transferred from her bedroom to the woods, with a big glittering dragon's hoard of booze. You and Rose fall down next to it in a messy heap. Well, you fall into a messy heap. Rose lowers herself daintily, sitting more on her knees than her butt, probably to keep her skirt from getting dirty. You get the idea that even though she lives in the middle of nowhere, she doesn't spend a ton of time outside. You tell her again you're sorry you spied on her correspondence with her green friend Gigi. You also hope she isn't going to get in trouble with her mom.
I'm not unduly concerned. I'll tell her where it all is in a couple of days. Although by that time, I'm sure at least a good third of it will be watered down.
Ooh, I believe their, person in chat, Nation, said, it also registered to me a bit late, but I love the subtle nod to Mom's void aspect with the quote, sometimes it feels like she can just make things appear.
Also, she has the purifier, but yeah, I like that.
I'm sure this things will have fantastic implications for our relationship. Oh, the fuck, that's you.
What? Oh, I was commenting. I'm sure this will have I can't read today! I'm sure this will have fantastic implications on our relationship, and not at all exaggerate the emotional problems underlying her addiction. Travel back in time and stop her from drinking. Done.
You laugh awkwardly. Well, now you know it's kind of feel like an asshole. Rose lies back on the grass and raises her hand to trace the curves of a fluffy white cloud. Closes her eyes.
Perhaps it's vision, or. But ever since I met you, I feel like something has changed. Or rather, something has failed to change, if that makes sense. It's probably nothing.
Her eyes flicker back open, endlessly purple, fixed on the sky like she can see something beyond it. Once again, you feel like there's something really crucial that you forgot. But at least you made a new friend. And even if you don't think Rose's brand would ever allow her to call you as such, you're lying in a sunny clearing next to a pile of alcohol, and honestly doesn't get much more friendlier than that.
Do-do-do-do-do. Bathrobe.
Wait a minute. When did he change into the
Bathrobe?
bathrobe?
Alcoholic mother? Rosekin.
Well, no, because his clothing was wet, so then he put it in the laundry, and then she was like, here, have this. It's my mom's bathrobe.
I wasn't paying attention for that part, sorry.
But, yeah.
Was there, like, an option there to, like, not?
No, there was not an option.
Because I've seen that ending without the bathrobe. I could have sworn.
Maybe there is.
Because I think we missed, like, there might be something we missed. The alternate route here might basically receive the same ending, but without the bathrobe.
Wasn't the purifier a mom made invention? I don't remember. They do imply that she has some sort of connection to Skynet, so I think it's like a mom slash grandpa thing.
What if she made Suburb?
No, Grandpa did. Kind
yeah.
of.
Wait, Grandpa made it with her.
Well, it was that he found the code on the planet.
Yeah, but Rose was like standing with him. I mean, Mom.
Roxy is Mom. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Because I guess, yeah, because I know in the Troll one, it's Aradia and Solux that make the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember? Because they find it on the meteor.
Aradia was like, oh, I'm an archaeologist, and Solux was like, oh, cool, I'm a coder.
These are very specific talents to make a video game out of this random code you found in a meteor. Your patience
okay.
Okay. And Grandpa be like, Like, hey, I know you babysat my kids like in the 90s. Do you want to make a video game with the code that I found in this frog shrine?
Okay.
Sure thing, Gramps. Your patient pays off almost all at once. Rose is back and looking significantly more put together. Also, she's brought you a towel.
Here. I'm not overly attached to anything in here. It's mostly just childish nonsense I've yet bothered to rid myself of. But I'd appreciate if you tried not to drip on any of the books.
She has changed out of her raincoat and boots, and she's dressed in a neat black shirt with a neat black skirt and a white shirt with a purple blob thing with tentacles. What is it with these kids and their blob shirts? I really love. Hussey's actually talked about this. Her shirt is a squiddle that she vandalized to look like a skull.
That's amazing.
Hello, Rose.
Well, that's dealt with. Please sit down.
She crosses her legs. You suddenly feel like you're in a job interview. Friend interview? I wish you were a little less damp.
Actually, let's switch places.
You're pretty wet. You don't want to get her bedspread messed up.
Don't worry about it. That's what the washing machines are for. Now, let's talk about... which, up until now, is something I've always taken for granted as being something confined to story.
Rose takes a wistful look towards her bedroom window. Grayed over and blurry, with raindrops. You get the feeling that she might be doing it for effect. Maybe that's why she wanted you to switch places with her.
Yeah. And then comes you. The not a mailman with a penchant showing up and attempting to make friends with unwitting children.
That is sounds very bad when you word it like that.
To be fair...
This is a random blob human who just teleports into 13-year-olds' bedrooms. It's a little weird.
It's pretty weird.
Well, fair. She's got you there. But honestly, she might be a child, but she really doesn't seem to be unwitting. On the contrary, she's really quite witty.
Actually, wait, I just realized we've yet to see any of the trolls.
Yeah, because they're not... Well, I mean, they have interacted with the kids at this point, but it's like... Once again, I think it's also kind of like a meta thing, where it's like, they haven't appeared in the story yet, so the reader isn't aware of them yet, kind of thing.
Yeah. I just, like... I'm saying that it could have happened, but it didn't, and that's notable.
I don't know, Jade might name drop them later. She
she probably
fucking
will.
hates them.
I'm glad you noticed.
She folds her hands and clears her throat. You think that if she had any notes, she would be shuffling them.
And so the question remains, are you a good witch, or the bad witch, or a bad witch, or are you a wizard? We've already established that you are not a public servant.
I don't know. I don't think these are, like, yeah, I think they put it well. It's basically as canon as any other Homestuck media. Like, it's as canon as you really want it to be. I personally don't see it as such, but, you know, I guess it's fine if you do think so. You know. Is there a difference between a witch and a wizard?
Of course there is, but exactly how specific of a difference can vary. According to some works of fiction, a wizard is just a witch's male counterpart. But in certain mythology, for instance, Arthurian legend, the difference appears to be class-based. Wizards reside at a court and are classically trained, while witches are self-taught and run wild through the forest. So you're a witch. I won't deny that those differences often tend to be as well. Actually, everybody knows that witches are gay, so you're a witch.
You ask her which one she is, a witch or a wizard.
Me?
Rose shifts, uncrossing and recrossing her legs. You shrug and say she seems to know a lot about them.
I know a thing or two. But can I tell you a secret?
Oh my god, Rose. She has no idea how much you'd love to hear her secret.
I find them wizards, I mean, utterly reprehensible. They disgust me. Everything from their foppish robes to their grizzled beards. My mother, who's the wizard enthusiast in the house. Although...
He glances from side to side, theatrically. Most of the things Rose does seem to be at least a little bit theatrical. He kneels on the carpet beside the clutter of books.
I don't show these to many people. Actually, I haven't shown them to anyone.
Wizard
John.
fanfic.
John seems to be a pretty cool guy. Definitely a guy worth sharing a few secret notebooks with. Rose laughs.
No, I haven't shown them to John. And I've only shown Strider to punish.
Hey, you nod, pretending that you know who this Strider person is. You're a totally normal dude with an absolutely ungodly number of friends. A shadow moves to the center of you. Trembling moment of deja vu. You have a lot of friends, don't you? That feels true, but the only people you know here are John and Rose. Weird. We try to put it to you from your mind and listen to Rose again. He's still talking about this mysterious Strider, flipping through one of the journals too quickly for you to see anything specific. One that is full from cover to cover.
And if my modest writings are the sole source of homoerotic tension in his life, when his brother is the one who insists on filling it with their home with assorted dick but ironic news.
Rose rolls her eyes. Oh boy, you missed the beginning of that. It's probably made way more sense than it seemed like. Rose is searching through her notebooks, checking markings on the spine that seem to make some sort of catalog system with arcane symbols.
Where's... Oh, right.
She does something quick and complex with her fingers, and another notebook pops into existence and falls into her lap. You gape. You gape?
Yes.
Gape, that's a word.
Like, when you gape is like when, like... Fuck.
You like
I
mouth
think
drop?
why not gasp?
Gape is a word. That's
Gape
common.
is-
You've
I
never
know,
heard
I know
that?
gape is a word. I never
I
heard it
learned it
used
from
in
Warrior
a
Cats,
sentence.
the one book I read besides Magic Treehouse and Percy Jackson.
I've never heard it used in that type of sentence, though. Like, gape as an action? That is...
Oh, what? It's just a Sylladex. A child could use one. Here.
This notebook has a couple of drawings in it, but most are filled with small, neat handwriting and lavender ink. Is Rose writing a book?
Bruh,
No, don't be silly.
they acknowledge
writing
Syllodexes
4 books at
exist. It's
least.
been years.
Finally!
It's
After
been
all
300
We didn't see it for
years.
John. Wait, they didn't exist in the epilogues. I mean, the what? 5, depending on.
They
what-
barely existed in fucking Act 6.
Oh yeah.
I kinda just
it
forgot
existed.
they existed.
5, depending on whether or not I decide to flesh out Colossus's backstory. It isn't strictly necessary, but does add a certain amount of valuable character insight, which renders their actions in later volumes more sympathetic. Not that I need all my anti-heroes to be sympathetic, I'm just thinking of what the literary reviewers say.
You nod. Smart. You never thought what the literary reviewers would say. He's honestly pretty impressive for someone her age.
Age has nothing to do with it.
I mean, technically MSPA Raider does have a Sylladex. We at least see a Strafe Specibus. He has a pistol kind. Yeah, because, you know...
Oh yeah!
Stump.
But don't get carried away.
Rose said,
It's
don't
only
be
a rough draft.
ageist.
You ask her if you can take a look. She hesitates, but you doubt she would have shown it to you if she didn't want you to look. The shot in the head in that sound page.
What? Oh. Hell. If you can't trust the strange spherical imprint you met outside in the rain, who can you trust?
Right, your thoughts exactly. Rose hands you the notebook and you open it at random, letting fate guide your hands.
Okay.
Do you want me to...
No, I'm sorry. I just like... Oh, they put it into text because people can't read cursive. Okay.
What? Yeah, you can read fucking cursive, asshole.
No, but like a lot of people can't read
I
cursive.
literally have never played a visual novel that made you read handwriting. It always converts it to the basic text.
Yes. Friglish bothered his beard, as if unkinking a hitch in a long silk windsong. A more predestined audience would parse the exhibit as a nervous compulsion, behavior to petition contempt among the reasonable. He was, however, not surrounded by the reasonable, but the wise, a distinction in men that would forever be the difference in history's garland of treasured follies. As a matter of fact, his cadre of fellow wizards were all putting similar moves on their well. Practice would invent thoughtfulness, sagacity, even if they didn't do it all the time. Standing in line at the bank, shooing squirrels from bird feeders. Few occasions were safe. Zazarpan inspected the clue, a single piece of evidence cradled in his courageous old man palms. It was a human bone, not striking in the tale as it told alone, as that is told by thousands like it in the festooning of the marshy soil of the Masquerade. The grisly expanse bore the texture of a decadent desert. Like one of Smarty's formidable custard trifles wobbled out on wheels for the holidays, to the dismay of the small nation. "You're certain of this?" asked Friglish, despite what he was doing with his beard, was, in fact, immersed in meaningful contemplation. "I am afraid that I am becoming more so with each terrible nick grasped by the gaudy timepiece slung around your neck." In case it wasn't clear, Friglish wore a clock Zazarpan didn't care for. It was the magic. The massacre of the Sears Gnath was not as written.
Wait,
I'm afraid that I'm
gonna look this up
Yeah?
now, because now I'm curious, because they're bringing this up in the chat, whether or not the reader dies.
Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. "I'm afraid I'm becoming more so with each terrible... In case it wasn't... Oh, wait, you went back. I think... It's going back, like...
I think
linked
that's
to
a
the alt
scroll
key?
wheel.
Yeah, last I checked it was page up and page down.
Okay, give me a second. What is he gonna... Oh yeah, it's, what was it, MSPA reader... Was it Mental Breakdown? Yeah.
Why didn't you just look at the Homestuck wiki and find the MSPA reader page?
Because technically he's died already, sort of, not really.
MSPA reader isn't important.
Okay, because the honk happens, I think it's the big... It's the mind blow.
Okay, I'm gonna watch the Dad ARG.
God damn it.
The episodes are like 2 minutes long.
Alright, so he's looking at the stump. So he gets the gun. No, he doesn't do anything with it. He just gets the gun from the stump.
He just has implied suicide.
No, but I guess in Jailbreak, he attempts to do it, but he ran out of bullets, so he couldn't do it. So, it's left ambiguous. Yeah. Wow, this is pretty dense, but smart. You stroke your own imaginary beard and pretend... Wait, my mic's on. Okay. You stroke your own... imaginary beard and pretend to ponder the deeper meaning. Yes, intriguing. Zazarpan and Friglish. Clearly, there is some history here.
Yes, clearly. But what the two of them shared went beyond simple romance. That's why it has gone so spectacularly sour.
Rose becomes increasingly more animated as she tells you about her gay wizard OCs. Like she is far more interested in them she is in herself.
Me at, like, my trolls.
Well, I don't think... Here's the thing. I don't think they ever really die, because, like, they're more so just, like, an anthropomorphization of the readers of, you know, the series. They're not, like, an actual character. They kind of are, but not really. So, I don't know. Like, because we mentioned this on the previous stream, but there is contradicting evidence throughout the entire, like, Friend Sim series. Like, they'll reference multiple routes. There's, like, no one true timeline. All of them are, like, the correct one, technically. Because, like, from an outside perspective, like, the fans have gone through all of them, so therefore, the reader has also experienced all of them. And if you remember, in one of them, he does, you know, kill himself, like the gag. Yeah, I don't think he really can die. And if he does, it doesn't ultimately matter because we can just continue reading, and he'll still be around. That's just how I see it, at least my interpretation. Rose becomes increasingly more animated as she tells you about her gay wizard OC. She likes it much more than herself.
They share an intellectual bond, a mutual dedication to knowledge and the preservation of such. The goal of the learned is to amass their wisdom and keep it from general dissemination into the main populace of the wizards. They feed it to their apprentice in drips and drips.
So they're hipsters.
And of course, this will eventually lead to ruin.
Of course! You flip further in the book, searching for the part where it leads to ruin. Ruin sounds interesting.
Zazapan knew he would likely see his wayward apprentice again. Knew it like he knew the tide would turn and the sun would blaze to as inexplorable day passed. Now they stood diametrically opposed across the overgrown chessboard. His apprentice's eyes were hidden beyond the dark glasses, but Zazapan knew that he could see them. If he could, they would be riddled with the madness of the void. Homestuck wasn't here for justice or for revenge. They were here exclusively because Zazapan had something they wanted, something they were owed.
Can I just say, Rose definitely uses thesaurus.com. You flip through the notebook, checking out the drawings. There are lots of wizards, each more bearded and variable than the last. One of the pictures, the most recent, maybe since it's on the very last page of the journal, is of two young wizards, twins maybe. They have gray hair and are wearing slick green suits. They're standing back to back with their arms intertwined, staring to the middle distance. It's very anime. You compliment Rose on our artistic prowess. Man, two twins who have gray hair and green suits? I sure wonder what that's a reference to.
What?
So, what is it a reference to?
Okay, so do you remember what Rose's like fanfic looked like?
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, so
No, but I don't.
Caliborn Calliope.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because Calliope's Trollsona is based after like Rose's character from her book. But
Oh,
they're
that's
dressed
awesome.
the exact same. So, yeah.
Thank you. They're alright. I'm a much better writer than I am an artist.
You tell her you think she's really good. Way better than you. You're absolutely positive she's going to be famous one day.
I appreciate the encouragement, although I know you're just trying to flatter me due to your strange thirst for affirmative experiences. John told me all about that.
Damn, busted. But you really do think she's talented.
It's fine. It's not as if my social calendar is overfull here at the middle of the woods. Don't tell anyone I said that I don't have friends. And don't tell them I've been drawing. It'd be insufferable.
You?
Never mind.
We assure Rose that her secrets are safe, and hand back the journal. You're really excited about your new friend, if you might be so bold, and her wizard stories. Although, wait. Hadn't she said that she hated wizards?
Point.
Well, you're no expert on wizards or Rose, but it seems that she actually does seem to like them, because she has several notebooks full of wizard fiction. You aren't trying to get, like, real here, but maybe it's possible that her mom isn't the only one in the family who likes wizards. Rose pulls her book out of your hands. That and the rest of the books vanish into thin air. Oh right, that must have been that, but she called it Silodex. She doesn't look angry exactly, but the lines around her mouth and eyes have softened. As she talked about her books had hardened back up. Her eyes glitter menacingly.
Oh, is that right,
Freud.
Freud?
Freud.
Well, why don't you diagnose me?
He's a psychologist. Like, you wanna fuck your mom. Not cocaine. Oh, hey, wow, you're trying to be condescending or whatever.
Clearly. Were you aware that it is a common psychological phenomena for an individual to react to trauma by creating fictional representations of that which has caused them bodily harm or emotional dismay?
Is that why I draw so many clowns? Would explain why.
Is that why all of my characters seem to revolve around drug use? To suggest that the portrayal of those fictional renderings somehow condones them or supports them is completely absurd.
So what she's saying is that she draws wizards to cope. Rose rises regularly to her feet. The lightning turns into an ethereal silhouette.
So what I'm saying is that I don't need to justify my fictional predilections to you or to anyone else.
No, she's totally right. You're sorry that you suggested that she might like wizards. It was horribly presumptuous, and not at all the way friends should act. You are so sorry. I promise it'll never happen again.
No, I don't suppose it will.
It's probably just because Rose's hair is so pale blonde. It almost looks like she's
Canon.
glowing in the... I mean, that was already kind of canon. Like John says that Roxy's blonde. So anyways, it almost looks like she's glowing in the dim bedroom. Like the light behaves a little differently around her than it does on everything else.
But if you look at that, it appears the rain is lightened up a bit.
The rain is hitting the window so loudly you're actually having trouble hearing her.
And your point is, you can just zap yourself out to where the weather is drier. Fuck off.
Damn. Rest in peace. Alright, so, how do we keep a secret from my best friend? They're just like a creep? Yes. Yes, that's what you want.
It's an interesting proposition, if for no other reason than its audacity. I admire your resolve in the face of humiliation. This doesn't mean we're friends, though.
Oof. Rough. Well, that's fine. You're hopeful. Your mind is fuzzy, but you think you remember this. You're good at this. You're an excellent at making people like you through the underhanded means. You can't wait to take advantage of this 13-year-old girl's goodwill. Okay, wow, not like that. Let's not be fucking weird. In fact, let that be the last creepy thought you had for comedical purposes. S-grade jokes only. Let's all get our brains out of the gutter. Rose rains a thin brow. There is something unsettling about her deep violet eyes. You're pretty sure most humans don't have eyes like that, but what the fuck do you know? You're a stranger around these parts. Wait, aren't you human too? Whatever, it's not a big deal. Not when there's friends to be made. Or something. Anything windy happened to John? If I'm not mistaken, they mentioned when you guys are like sneaking, and you sneak into his bedroom, they say that like he's out of breath or something like that.
He makes a sigh.
Yeah, like he takes a big sigh, like he's out of breath. I think that's like the one reference they make to her, to John. And for Rose, they mentioned the thing about bad luck because of the umbrella. And I know Optimistic Duelist and Case have mentioned this, but they have been making like subtle references to aspects in Friend Sim.
Sorry. Do you want to come inside? Unless I'm interrupting your internal monologue, of course. Far be it from me to ever shortcut any sort of navel-gazing sidebar. It's just so ever so slightly wetter.
You would absolutely love that. If it's not too much trouble, of course. You would want to put Rose out. You're lying, though. You're 100% fine with being absolutely unfortunately obnoxious if it means making a friend. Rose purses her lips, considering.
Your predilections towards mailman mimicry weren't all that John told me about.
Mailman mimicry. Oh?
He also said that you had certain powers. Powers of teleportation and time travel. I told him that he must be mistaken, since it's a well-known and accepted fact that magic, although popular and engaging subject to fiction, is fake.
Oh, your zappy powers. No, those are totally real and not fake. Real in different ways. Are they... I'm not sure if...
So... Yeah, we've definitely seen this before. Prove it.
You shrug, you hold her hand. I feel like this is the path we've already done, right?
Well, yeah, I'll tell you what, it's different.
This is different, though.
I don't remember this part, though.
It's different because we didn't teleport from outside to inside her room. We teleported from in her hallway in her room.
Yeah.
This path, we don't see Mom.
You zap the two of you inside the big modern house. When you open your eyes, you find yourself in a large, messy bedroom.
Oh.
She drops her umbrella.
You really did that.
Rose stands in the center of the bedroom, full rain gear. The roots track money prints into the thick white carpet. Surprise! You really are magic. Rose puts a small hand against her perfectly painted lips. This part's me. I'm gonna...
I'm here.
Hold on, I'll be
right back, guys.
Oh. Yeah, yeah.
It's all the same, you just see the lab. Normal option, there's only one death this time. Not safe. You tell Rose. I feel like this is all mostly repeated dialogue. Yeah, it's mentioning the calendar. What should you do? You'll look for her, stay put. Did we accidentally repeat the...
I don't know, you should save just in case.
I think...
Save just in case, because I remember something similar happening to Fozer's route and still getting different results regardless.
Okay, so you go look for her. You're too anxious and still. You better headlong into danger. Okay, creep up the hallway. Lightning flashes. Mom. Now it's just me.
Well, I mean, Sequester says something different, but like, if there really is nothing, I'm a fast reader, I'll tell you.
Her mother to be sauced. Yeah, it feels like it's almost a word for word the same.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like... Here, can I... speed this shit up? I'm still pretty sure magic's fake. Yeah, this is, like... almost identical. Yeah, being stressful. Yeah, it's the same. What the fuck? Did we accidentally pick the...
No.
Rose apparently the only difference is the... you see the mom or not. Is that actually it? Is it the only...
I guess we're done then.
Yeah, I guess we are done. I thought, yeah, it's just
I hate reading Rose Alive because I always stutter and like make a fool of myself. I do that anyway, but it's worse because I'm doing a voice that I'd like to do.
I mean, you don't really make a fool of yourself. You're fine. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Thank you for coming to Pesterquest.
Yeah. Actually, I want to see. Unseen text. After choices. Okay, well, I'm just seeing what the options are, but yeah. I guess that's it for today's stream of Pesterquest. We'll do it in 2 weeks, I guess. I am assuming that's gonna probably be Dave and Jade. But we're gonna try our best to pump out a like full-on like edited and like voice dub of this. Like just playing this, I want to make a dub of it because like there's certain things like they describe the sounds that are being made, like the rain and like the lightning and stuff. It's like I want to edit that together and like have a like fully like dubbed version of it, I guess. But yeah, like I'm actually, since you guys are still in the chat, I want to actually get some opinions about this. And it's I guess also you guys here. If we were to dub this, how would you want the multiple routes to be? Would you guys want them to be like separate videos, or would you want them to be like maybe in the description or like the pinned comment, like you can click there? Like,
rest in peace, the annotations don't exist anymore, so it can't be a pick your own story.
Yeah, well, it can be. Once again, you can do it in the description or the link in the comment, but it's just kind of slightly less convenient. But you can still do a pick your own adventure kind of thing on YouTube. It's just, you know. So, yeah, what would you guys want, I guess?
What are my options?
I don't know, just how do you think like would be a good way of presenting it, I guess? I've been thinking a lot about this, but I'm not like 100% sure if people would like understand what to do. I guess we could just put like a little prompt. It's like, click in the description which option you want to take, and then you click on it and get the route.
It could be like a thing comes on screen. It's like skip to this time for this answer, skip to that time for this other answer.
Like one of those like book type things where it's like, oh, skip to this time.
I'm gonna be honest, I like that. It like replicates the, you know, the books that do it like that.
Multiple choice books, the multiple ending book. I was thinking either that, but I thought also it'd be kind of weird for people that are just trying to watch it as like a linear video. But
yeah.
I don't know. It's, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, you guys in chat, what would you guys suggest? Because I'm genuinely really curious, and this is something we've been all like very excited for and been wanting to do. We're just not really 100% sure on how we do it. You could use annotation thingies. No, they got rid of annotations last year. Like towards the end of the year, they got rid of them, so we can't use annotations, sadly. Like I said, you can still do multiple choice video type things using links in the description, though. Like Neil Cicerega's haircut song that used to have annotations, but you know, it would, yeah. Okay, a pick your own adventure would keep the feel of an actual game still, so something like that would be best. Though I would suggest sticking to putting the choices in the description myself.
I'm gonna be honest, that does sound more fun as well.
Yeah, because I was thinking that
annotations!
The gamey aspect of it. I think would be fun. Yeah, I wish they, I don't know why they got rid of annotations. It's very silly. Yeah. I'm not sure if we can, like, you know how, like, at the end of YouTube videos, there's cards, I guess, what they're called? With pinned links or something would be cool. It just sounds a bit of a work on your end. No, it's not that much work. It's just a little bit more rendering time. For me personally, most work is, like, editing shit, and waiting for people to send in lines. Usually uploading isn't that hard. Yeah, no, I don't think it'd be that difficult, but it would be a bit time consuming. I was thinking, Shay, do you know if you can have cards for unlisted videos?
I believe.
Because we can maybe do that, like that way it'd be more convenient for mobile viewers, which, you know, we have a lot of mobile viewers. So, like, the little, like, icon will pop up. It's like this or that. And it'll be, like, the thumbnail. I don't know.
Yeah, I know there's like the little thing where you like can have the eye in the corner pop up, and that can lead to a variety of things. It can be videos that are, I know it can be videos that are unlisted. I know it can be like polls and that kind of shit.
We can't do that because we can't link to other videos because we're under 1,000 subs.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a feature
Damn
you only get
YouTube.
once you get to 1,000. I remember it was for the one of our casting call things. I was like, oh yeah, click the eye in the corner, and it's like when I went to add that, because I remember like I think this is probably a newer feature because I remember being able to do that before, but I guess they removed it for smaller channels, which sucks. But you know, gotta work with what we have. Yeah.
Give us subscribers. Or you're hungry.
That would be very much appreciated if you guys could spread the word about our stuff.
We are
Spread the good
Homestuck.
word.
Because we like making vids, and you know, it's fun.
If we could do what we liked for a living, isn't that what everyone wants?
God, that'd be amazing. Honestly, that'd be the dream if we could like do this as a job. Right? That's gonna take a lot of work. But, I think it's ultimately worth it. Yeah, I guess, should we just end the stream here then? 'Cause I feel like we got a decent amount of input.
Yeah, and I'm like really tired.
No, that's fine.
Yep.
Let's end it here then. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for chilling in the chat.
I'm pretty sure for anyone who's curious, the route we're going now, I think it just has the same vodka ending, except
yeah, we skipped
MSPA
ahead already.
reader.
Yeah, we already did it.
Yeah,
okay.
while you were off, we were skipping. So yeah, I did a big dumb. Yeah, it's really bad. But thank you for everyone who's watching. We're gonna end the stream now. Bye-bye.
Bye.